You've probably seen at least one fall haul decor this week. And if you haven't, you definitely will. The moment that fall hits, the internet becomes flooded with cozy candles, fake pumpkins, and fall themed throw blankets. Fall decor hauls are everywhere, not because people love fall, but because it's the most profitable season to sell you an aesthetic. In this video, I'm breaking down how fall decor haul trick you into thinking you need to buy new stuff in order to get ready for fall. For many of us, fall represents a time of resetting or starting something new. It's a time where people go back to school, start new jobs, or feel like they need to get their life together. That feeling alone makes us want to reflect and change our surroundings to reflect our new way or new path that we're venturing. Even though I personally don't buy fall decor, I still feel this pressure that I need to change my space in some sort of way, make it reflect fall time. This shift makes us crave control, comfort, and a fresh start. When things feel uncertain or you're feeling overwhelmed, the first thing we tend to do is change our space. Changing our space gives us a sense of control. We feel like we can't control everything else in our life, but we can control what's within our space, whether it be our bathrooms, our bedrooms, our living rooms, etc. And we usually feel this sort of feeling around fall times, and fall marketers know that, and they tap into that feeling of people feeling overwhelmed or feeling that they need to control their space. Buying a new throw blanket or a little fake pumpkin, even though it seems small, it gives us a sense of control. We bought it with our own money and we placed it wherever we wanted to place it in our house or in our space. And that gives us a sense of control over our space when everything else feels out of control. However, doing that gives us a sense of illusion of peace, of comfort, of really just control, even if it's temporary. Like, I really understand around fall time, school starts back. I just started back going to school. Work starts back. If you're a teacher, you're going back to work, or you might start a new job or whatever. And I get it, stuff gets hectic, stuff gets busy, you feel like all over the place. And changing your space to make it more cozy, it makes us we create our own safe space, because on the outside world it's so hectic, so wild, so extreme. But when we're in our own space, it's something that we can actually control. We make it cozy so we feel safe. And of course, there's nothing wrong with making your space cozy or making your space a safe space. However, we've been sold the idea that in order to have a cozy space, we need new stuff. Influencers and marketers know this, and fall becomes a season of selling. The second that craving for change happens, influencers and brands show up with curated fall hauls and aesthetic routines. They position buying as the natural next step in our seasonal quote-unquote glow up. Again, I'm not shaming influencers. In my last video, I literally talked about influencers and how it's their job to sell us an aesthetic. What's key here is noticing that this season is designed to make you want to shop. It makes you question whether you really want to have new fall decor, or you're being told that you should have new fall decor. So I'm pretty sure we all seen a haul once or twice in our life. Like, even if we didn't voluntarily choose to see the haul, we were involuntarily opted to see the haul, like, no matter what. And there's some common phrases that influencers use in hauls that seems to try to trigger us to make us buy. So these phrases are everywhere in hauls and brand marketing, etc. And they're not neutral words. Saying, oh, you need this, or I'm obsessed with this, doesn't sound like a sales pitch, but it shapes how we think about what's essential. It's not just someone sharing a product that they found online or that they just happen to stumble across of and they absolutely love. It's about performance and making you buy the product. I just wanted to make you aware that that kind of language is used in a haul, so you should be careful, because those words are trigger word and make you feel like you absolutely need this, or this product will change your life, or this decor will change your life, etc. So it's no shame towards the influencers or anything, because, like, again, it's literally their job to sell you an aesthetic. Even though I know better, the repetition of, oh, you absolutely need this, run, don't walk, or I'm obsessed with this, makes me feel like if I don't buy the product that I'm missing out on something life-changing. Again, not only influencers use this kind of language, but also brands use this language too. When you hear the words, oh, this is on sale right now, or this is selling out, it creates this urgency. Like, you'll be left behind if you don't purchase it today. The wild part about the limited time aspect is that it make it feel like you have to make a decision because it's either now or never. Even though in reality, it's never because they're going to come back next year with the same items, same thing. So it's really like, it's not a sense of urgency or it's not a limited time because they're going to bring it right back next year. I think back in the day, these type of hauls made us feel like inspirational, gave us a sense of inspiration because we inspired to not really be like them, but get the things that the influencers got because they were really truthful and honest, and like they genuinely seemed like they enjoyed the products or the fall decor or whatever item that they were getting. However, today, instead of hauls making us feel inspired, it kind of makes us feel inadequate. Suddenly, that throw blanket that you had for 3 years isn't good enough, even though it's still good. It's not even about function, it's about fitting into a certain seasonal quote-unquote look. I always think that if no one posted their fall decor or how they decorated their house for falls or their certain rooms in their houses, would we even feel like we need to update our own spaces or to make it look, our spaces look a certain way? Like I said in the beginning of this video, you've probably seen a fall decor haul or a fall haul here and there, and if you haven't, you definitely will, and it's going to be back to back to back because this is a season of selling for influencers and brands. Once you start seeing the grandiose like fall decor hauls or the cozy aesthetics and you start looking at your own space, you kind of feel like suddenly your space is plain or underwhelming, and those hauls don't become an inspiration anymore. It becomes like an unspoken standard, and if you see that, you feel like, oh, if my space doesn't look like that, then I'm doing fall time or fall season all wrong. So you know, and I know that around fall time, there's like these types of aesthetics. Like, you know exactly what type of aesthetic I'm talking about. Christian Girl Autumn, Cozy Court, and all those other Pinterest perfect fall aesthetics turn a season into a personal brand. It's no longer about enjoying the cooler weather or making your space cozy. It's about curating that looks that signal that you're doing fall right. There's nothing wrong with loving cozy vibes, but when those vibes start feeling like requirements, then that's when the pressure creeps in. At that point, fall becomes like a personality and your decor becomes like your costume. It's almost like we've been told that we need to dress up our homes like we do for Halloween. Only this time it's to match the online aesthetic. If you want to be seen as soft, warm, cozy, etc., you have to make your space look exactly like that aesthetic. And the way to get that look is, according to social media and to like online, you have to purchase the items, you have to like make it reflect the aesthetic, you have to make it reflect the mood, etc. I find it wild that personality traits are now being tied in with decor trends. Like, if you're a cozy, warm person, according to social media, you have to make your space look cozy and warm, or are you actually really a cozy, warm person? And at this point, it's not even cozy or warm or fall related. It's just consumerism in disguise. When you're scrolling on whatever social media platform you use and you see these type of hauls or these type of decorate my home or my room with me, the aesthetic is soft, the content feels wholesome. But behind all that, if you take all that away, there's this constant push to buy more, to update, to have the perfect space. All that, those hauls, those decorate with me, that is still consumerism. It's just color graded with trending audio in the background. And we don't talk about how cozy content is one of the most and brilliant idea that marketers use in order to sell. It feels relaxing and it feels like it's self-care, but honestly, it's just a marketing strategy. We as a society rarely stop and think about what all it takes for those fall decors to be produced and delivered to us. From extracting raw materials, to manufacturing the item, to shipping it across the world and into our store or doorstep. Every step has an environmental cost. That's a lot of energy and emissions for something that's used only for one season. Just because the item looks small and harmless doesn't mean it was made in a small and harmless way. When we talk about the labor behind making these types of fall decors, we need to talk about the people who are making these things. I think we don't really think about the people who are making our fall decor, and that we either ignore it or we just don't know who's making these things. if you look on your fall decor, whatever, it's usually made in a developing country. Someone in a developing country is making your fall decor items and they're literally getting paid pennies. Imagine you working your 40-hour job and getting paid literally pennies. Some of those workers are women, children, and the elderly and they don't have little to no protection. Like workers comp, like where's she at? Because like it's like barely there. The disconnect from the item being made and from like it being placed on our shelves or in our bathrooms or in our kitchen, the disconnect is just jarring. We associate these festive pumpkins, these throw blankets, all these items with comfort, but the people making those things aren't comfortable. Like they're literally not comfortable. They're working more than 40 hours a week. They're not getting paid adequately. They're, like I said before, they're literally getting paid pennies. They're getting paid pennies, and they have children working there, children that should have the opportunity to be kids and go to school and play outside, but instead they're working in factories trying to make these fall decor hauls that's being sold on Shein and Amazon and all these things. There's women working there, breaking their backs, working to get paid literally pennies. On top of that, the pumpkins, the throw blankets, whatever, mostly end up in thrift stores, or they throw it in the trash where it just doesn't break down well, because most of these things have plastic, and plastic takes a long time to break down. And when they do eventually break down, it doesn't break down fully. It turns into microplastic, which pollutes our water and our soil, and it gets into our bodies and makes us sick. And to touch on the items ending up in thrift store, people think that if you just put stuff in thrift stores that like, oh, it's magically gonna go to find a new home and be that person's thing forever. No. A lot of stuff is donated to thrift stores, like a lot of stuff, like more than thrift stores can actually like handle. So eventually, yeah, the item just ends up in the thrift store, but sometimes it doesn't get thrifted. Sometimes it goes in the trash. It just ends up in the landfill because there's so much stuff. A lot of fall decor is used for like a month or two, and then sometimes it's thrown in the trash. Like people just flat out just throw it in the trash. And again, even if you put your item in the thrift store, like most of the time it's not going to get resold, especially if everyone is putting their fall decor after the fall ends. If they're putting their fall decor in thrift stores, like fall is over. Like no one is really, or barely anyone is going to go out and buy fall decor when like the fall season is over. So it's just going to sit there until eventually like the people have to throw it out because no one is really buying the items. And like I said before, your fall decor items, it ends up in landfill where it can sit for decades or break down into harmful microplastic. And people might be thinking, what about recycle? If it's mixed with other materials, so if you have plastic, you have paper, you have aluminum all mixed into the item, it can't be recycled because there's no way for recycling centers to separate those products out. So there's no way to recycle the item if it's mixed with materials. If we know that we're causing harm or to another individual or to the environment, now that we know, we can make more intentional choices, this is all about making more intentional choices, make you aware of the decisions that you're making. And now that you're aware, you can start making more intentional choices. So after hearing me talk about all the environmental harm or the people behind making your products, it makes you wonder, like, is it really worth buying all these new fall decor items just for a 3-month vibe? And if not, what would it look like to celebrate fall without contributing to the cycle? If you already have a couple fake pumpkins or ceramic pumpkins as they're called, throw blankets or some candles, use them. Reusing decor isn't boring or lazy or anything like that. It's sustainable and it's really cheap and affordable. No one is keeping track of how many years you had that same fall wreath. It's just social media makes it feel like we need something new every single year. And honestly, if you like that wreath, that pumpkin, or that throw blanket from last year, there's no reason why you can't use it this year because you still possibly like it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you where you can get free fall decor. Like, it's absolutely for free. A nature walk. Yes, I know, not the very most like greatest kind of like insight. But yeah, a nature walk is free. Like, no one is charging you for a nature walk, or they shouldn't be charging you. You can collect real leaves, real acorns, and real pine cones. They're things that's available for free outside, and they reflect the season of fall. You can add them to a mason jar or to a bowl and let it like sit as decor. Plus, if you're into composting, which you should be, all those things compost well, so that is good. Like, it's no waste. Doing this is actually one of the things that help you slow down and experience the season, not just shop for it. Fall doesn't live in objects, it lives in how we experience the season. Light a candle you already have, make a warm drink, watch the leaves change, cozy up and watch your favorite movie. Those moments matter more than whether or not your decor or your house or your space looks Instagram worthy. So I know that some people generally love decorating, but if you don't want to or can't afford to, then I don't want you to feel like you're missing out or anything if you don't participate in decorating your house with fall decor or buying new fall decor. You don't have to buy into a seasonal identity to enjoy the season. Like, you can still enjoy fall without purchasing or buying fall decor or anything like that, or even decorating your space. You can still enjoy the season. Fall is still fall at the end of the day. Even if your space, it looks exactly the same, you're allowed to just be in your space. You don't have to decorate if you don't want to decorate. So just to recap, you don't need new fall decor to enjoy the season. Using what you already have or what you can get from outside is enough. So next time you're tempted to add to cart when you feel like you should need some fall decor to help make your space look more fall-like, I want you to pause and take a break for a minute. I want you to ask yourself, do I actually want this or need this, or am I just being told I should get this? 9 out of 10, honestly, you're just being told that you should get it, and like, your space is enough. Like, your space is perfectly fine. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend checking out my overconsumption series. That's where I dive into really why overconsumption is bad and the pressures we feel to give in to overconsumerism. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.